Brittany Bell. Number 26, Lena Alfaro. Number 17, Madison Gregory. Number 7, Kate Norwood. Number 3, Emily Griffin. We'll get the rest of those to you.
Number 40, Emma Creemans.
As quickly as we can.
And our goalkeeper is who?
We'll find that out eventually.
We're underway.
Lady Wildcats begin with possession. They quickly give it over to the Lady Dragons. And they gain it back, the ball. Oh, they give that up. Lady Dragons pushing in Lady Wildcats territory. Shot on goal is off the right bar, and that will be out of play.
That was a good shot from that.
A quick shot
that
attempt.
Angle. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it might go in there for a second.
That was by number 11 for the Lady Dragons.
Like a 16.
Kelsey Lazo.
For us, maybe.
Number 16. Looks like Caden.
That's Caden. Yep.
Alexander.
Yep.
Lady Dragons put another shot on goal, and that one is in. So the Lady Dragons quickly jump out and take a 1-0 lead over the Lady Wildcats for their first goal of the season. The Lady Wildcats have possession again. Cross in is taken by the Lady Dragons. Right now, the ball is just being kicked back and forth into each territory. Ball rolls towards the Warren Central goal, but that is not a threat as all as the goalkeeper comes up with it for the Lady Dragons, and she'll clear it. Lady Dragons have possession off the clear. They look to maintain some possession of the ball, but the Lady Cats are able to take it away momentarily. Lady Dragons regain possession. Now the Lady Wildcats will have a chance to clear. They do not.
There they go. No.
They keep trying to clear, and they can't quite seem to get it past the half line, but now the Lady Wildcats have possession, and now they've given it back away. A lot of back and forth early in this game. I believe I see number 20, Elena Salvador, out there for the Lady Wildcats. We're slowly piecing together this starting lineup for Franklin Simpson this game, as the Lady Dragons have a throw-in deep in the left side. They throw it away. Lady Wildcats now have possession, and that ball is cleared back, and the Lady Dragons are back on the attack.
Who scored that goal for Warren Central? Tyler, did you get that?
I'm not sure. There were a cluster of people in the area. We're not quite in the best position to view it. Right now, Lady Dragons almost get another chance to score, but the goalkeeper comes up with it for the Lady Wildcats. She'll have the chance to clear, and she does so.
Good hustle there by the Lady Cat keeper.
Wish we knew her name. Lady Wildcats in the attacking third.
Good
Some ball movement. Here. Lena Alfaro with the ball for the Lady Wildcats. She tries to make the turn, but is cut off by the Lady Dragons defender. Warren Central attempts to clear, and that ball will be out of bounds, and that'll be a throw-in for the Lady Wildcats. On the near side in the attacking third, Alfaro with the ball again. Lady Wildcats give it away, and now the Lady Dragons are back on the attack.
Good job, Alexander, to come up and get that. Now we got a possible shot here. What's the call?
Lady Wildcats are on the attack, and it looks like we've got an offsides call, and now we will turn and see if Brian knows exactly what an offsides call is. Brian?
I assume offsides in soccer is the same as hockey. There's a line somewhere, and if an offensive player crosses that line before the ball does, then, or puck, in that case, it is offsides. Am I correct?
That is close. Imagine in football, if the rule was that the wide receiver can't pass the safety before the ball is thrown to him. That's what it is. If the ball is passed to an offensive player,
okay,
and they pass the last defender and touch that ball, then it's offsides. Lady Dragons have another chance to score. Number 14 with the shot, and it's saved by the Lady Wildcats goalkeeper. I believe that's Lexi Phillips. We keep hearing Lex yelled when the goalkeeper makes the play. So a great play by Phillips to keep the score at 1-0. Lady Wildcats in the attacking third.
That is Lexi Phillips in the goal. Tyler,
Yep.
you were right.
Kate Norwood with the ball now. She turns back inside, cuts back outside.
Handling the ball well. Wow.
Kate putting on some moves. She'll put a shot on goal, but that one will be handled relatively easily by the goalkeeper for the Lady Dragons, Shabani. She'll clear it. Lady Dragons on the attack once again. Lady Dragons have a throw in. Still in attack mode on the Lady Wildcats. They've had possession on the Lady Cats side of the field for a lot of this game. Lady Wildcats have had to play a really defensive game so far, but here they've got a chance to go on the attack. Lady Dragons clear that one, and they've got the ball back in their possession. And they're quickly back on the attack again. Wow, Lady Wildcats able to clear that one away. And the Lady Dragons will have to reset their offensive attack.
They got some good ball handlers.
That one right there is Basirovic. She puts on a move. She cuts back.
So that's the big score they got, right?
She goes down. No foul called.
I think she scored that first goal.
Lady Dragons still in position to score, and a nice shot on goal, but another good save by Phillips. Lexi having a good game so far for the Lady Wildcats. She'll clear that ball. Lady Wildcats need to get some kind of attack going on. They've had to play really defensive this game. Lady Dragons kick back to the goalkeeper. They'll reset. That pass stolen by the Lady Wildcats, and they have a chance to go on the attack, but a good play by the Lady Dragons defender. And they're back on the attack. Lady Wildcats will clear it out of bounds, and that'll be a throw-in on the far side.
Lady Dragons scored at, before the first minute, was up 39-10 here, and that's our only goal of the night so far. It's still 1-0.
Lady Wildcats defense has done a good job since then, as they're able to clear the throw-in from the Lady Dragons. That'll get all the way back to the goalkeeper. She'll come up with it. She'll kick it forward. A good defensive play by Brittany Bell on the left side, but the Lady Dragons come up with the ball. They're headed into the attack again. That play broken up by Alexander, and that'll be a throw-in for the Lady Dragons.
Alexander's been in the middle of a lot of good defense there, getting the ball cleared out.
The defense has been a plus for the Lady Wildcats after they settled in after that first goal, but the offense is yet to get anything going. Throw in, maintained by the Lady Dragons.
Not who you want to see with it here.
Nope. There goes Basirovic in the attacking third, but she loses the ball, and the Lady Wildcats will have a chance to clear.
Good defense by Emma Crimmins there.
Kate Norwood appeared to be pushed. No call.
See, I don't know how much of that you can get away with, so I don't know.
That is completely up to the referees. Okay. That is totally in the umpire's hands. Lady Wildcats in the attacking third. But they give up possession, and Basirovic comes up with it. She'll pass it out, but get it right back, and she's got the middle of the field all to herself. She'll square up a shot, and that one is over the crossbar.
Ball's
and that's out of play.
Foot and a half lower, it's a goal, but she sailed it high, so the score remains 1-0. We've played almost 10 minutes here in the first half.
So Lady Wildcats have a goal kick here. The Lady Dragons come up with possession on that one. They've got an attack going on the left wing. They're going to try to cut back to the middle, but that's cut off by the Lady Wildcats. Ball is cleared. Lady Dragons appear to maintain possession. And they're now attack up the right wing. Good move by the attacker. She sets up a cross inside. That one's short, but it'll make its way towards the goal, and another good play by Phillips to come up and grab that one, and she'll clear it now for the Lady Wildcats.
Handball
Got a
there.
handball on the Lady Dragons. The Lady Wildcats really have not had much of a chance to set up the attack so far, playing a heavily defensive game so far.
Only one shot so far, and it wasn't really a...
But Kate right now, the one that took the shot, she's got another attack down the left wing. She'll cut it back right. She'll try to put on the move, but she'll fall down. A good defensive play. And the Lady Dragons have possession. The Lady Wildcats clear it quickly.
Strong
And the Lady
leg there by
Dragons will
Alexander.
reset. Shabani, talk about a strong leg.
Man.
That ball went past midfield in the air. Lady Dragons come up with it. Basirovic makes the defender fall down. She'll cross one in.
She had a girl there.
She had a girl there, but unfortunately for the Lady Dragons, she wasn't able to make a play on it. They'll reset. Looked like an attempted cross in, but that one sails out of bounds. And that'll result in another goal kick for the Lady Wildcats. So 28:45 left to go in this half. Lady Wildcats still trail 1-0 to the Warren Central Lady Dragons.
And Tyler, just for maybe some of our listeners that may not know, high school soccer plays two 40-minute halves with a running clock. So
Yes.
ball goes out of bounds or something like that. It's not like a typical basketball or something like that. So
Another good save
she is.
by Phillips.
She's working hard.
Beatrice Malenga for the Lady Dragons has been initiating a lot of their offense, number 14 there in the middle, but she was cut off that time on another really good play by Phillips. Lady Dragons still have possession. I don't have these numbers, but I'd say they've had about 80% of the possession this game, and that usually tells you who's winning a soccer game. Basirovic with it. She's got two people on her in the corner, and she'll just kick that one out of bounds.
They just kind of kept pushing.
It looked like she kicked it out of bounds, but the Lady Wildcats kicked it. Or a foul was called, rather. So the Lady Dragons will have a free kick from that spot. A little confusion as to who's going to kick it, but Basirovic comes to get it. And she'll try to cross this in to give the Lady Dragons a chance to score in the box. Cross by Basirovic is on the near side, right at Phillips, and she blocks it and then dives on it to prevent a second chance scoring opportunity. And if we had to pick an early game MVP for the Lady Wildcat, it has clearly been Lexi so far.
This game could really be out of hand already, but she has done a fantastic job in net.
We've seen Alina Salvador over there on the right side of the defense for the Lady Wildcats clear the ball pretty well a few times. The defense as a whole has not been the problem for the Lady Wildcats. It's just been initiating offense out of that defense.
Not a lot of offensive chances so far.
Right. It looks like the Lady Wildcats are trying to play a counter-attack-based offense. It's just the offensive part has not come quite yet. Lady Wildcats have it on the Lady Dragon side. They lose possession. And that ball is going to sail out of bounds. And the Lady Dragons will have a throw in on the near side, just past midfield, heading towards their goal. Throw in intercepted by the Lady Wildcats.
Emily Griffin there to take that.
A lot of back and forth here from both teams trying to clear. Norwood with the stab attempt, and the Lady Dragons will come away with that, but now the Lady Wildcats come up with it. A lot of back and forth, and just as I said that, the Lady Dragons come up with it. Central now in the attacking third. Ball on the left wing, and another save made by Lexi Phillips. That one a little bit easier than her previous ones, but still a good play to be in the right position to make it. She probably made it look a lot easier than one of us would have.
Oh, absolutely.
That's for sure. Norwood now running up the left side.
I'm pretty confident it would have went right through my hands.
Norwood with a good attack down the left wing.
Come on.
She's in the attacking third. Ball poked away from her by the Central defense, and Lady Wildcats will have a throw in deep in the left corner. And they'll give it right back to the Lady Dragons.
Sub coming in for Lady Dragons. Number 13.
Looks
maybe?
like it's
No,
number
that's
13.
that's
Oh, Basirovic was
yeah,
number 13.
that's her.
So she must have taken a
She
break
did.
and come back in. She is back right now by herself in the middle of the field if the Lady Dragons get it to her, and they do. But she lets the
Good
ball fall
recovery.
behind her. Good defense by the Lady Wildcats. Lady Wildcats defense playing deep back right now. You see the 3 defensive backs way back right now for the Lady Wildcats. If I had to call it a formation, it looks like a 3-4-3, 3 in the back, 4 in the middle, 3 in the front. It's been a little weird. It's all over the place for the Lady Wildcats. Tough to really see what's going on when you're in a defensive mode all the time. The Lady Wildcats haven't really been able to get much going offensively. Lady Dragons in possession right now. They get it in the middle to Basirovic. She loses it. Lady Wildcats have done a good job to contain her since the early goal. Now they're pushing down the right wing. Lady Dragons come up with that one. Lady Wildcats try to get it back. And they're attacking third, but they lose it again. A lot of back and forth from both teams. Good effort from the Lady Wildcats to try to come up with these 50-50 balls. And the Lady Dragon player falls down on the left side, and that ball goes out of bounds. The Lady Wildcats will have a throw in. We've also got a sub coming in for the Lady Wildcats. It's number 26. That's Lena Alfaro. She's back in the game. We're not doing a great job of tracking who's coming out of the game. It's a little too fast-paced for us.
The numbers on their jerseys not big enough.
Yeah,
For man.
The Wildcats in a position to put on an attack right now. Ball is placed on the goal, picked up easily by Shabani, and she'll clear it. Another good kick from Shabani. She's got Basirovic, and a great play, one-on-one from Elena Salvador. She has done a fantastic side on the right side of the defense in this game. And the Lady Dragons have a throw in, but it's deep in Wildcats territory. Lena challenges the Lady Dragons ball handler. They get it back into Malenga. She's been the anchor of their offense so far. She does a give and go, gets it back.
Nice.
Once again, good ball movement from the Lady Dragons.
Good
But
defense.
a good challenge from Phillips, once again getting in there and preventing the shot. I think Salvador was in there as well.
I thought that was going to be a goal.
That was a really good offensive setup.
While we got just a minute, Tyler, I do want to say thank you to the Girls Soccer Booster Club. We are at a better vantage point than Mr. Mooneyhan and Mr. Toomey ever were. They provided a tent. And
we have
table
a tent
and some chairs here at the side of the field for us. So a better vantage point for sure than being under the pavilion. So thank you to them for that.
Corner kick from the Lady Dragons is in that ball. We'll head out of bounds, and it looks like it's out on the Lady Dragons. So that'll be a goal kick for the Lady Wildcats. Kick is away, but that's straight to the Lady Dragons. Good job by the Lady Wildcats to try to clear it. Lady Dragons still pressing up. Pushing down the left wing right now. Lady Wildcats challenging. They're able to clear it out. Good play from the Lady Dragons defense to get that ball back, and they'll push down the far wing again. Cross is on its way, but that one is well inside, and that'll make its way out of bounds for another corner kick for the Lady Wildcats. You okay there?
Being attacked.
Brian having a battle.
I'm being attacked
with bugs right now. Brian's battle with bugs.
Yeah. Film at 10.
Another goal kick from Phillips. That one will be possessed by the Lady Wildcats, at least momentarily, as the Lady Dragons regain possession quickly. And they'll begin to attack again. Basirovic has the ball. Another good play from the Lady Wildcats defense. They've been winning the one-on-one battles with her.
She's one of those players that every time she starts dribbling it, you think she's going to go score, but Lady Cats have done a nice
Lady
job.
Wildcats have done an excellent job. Lady Dragons get it back to Malinga. She's been the focal point of the offense. Phillips will come up and grab a loose ball that wasn't really a threat to go in. But good aggressiveness by her to go and get it. She'll clear it out to Norwood on the near side. She puts on a move, tries to cut back inside. Heading outside, cuts back inside. Ooh.
Nice move.
Some fancy footwork to get back to the outside. She'll kick it back in, but no Lady Wildcats there to help. Norwood throws her hands up in frustration, looking for some help on the offensive front. Doesn't get it on that one. And Basirovic has it for the Lady Dragons. Basirovic gets rid of it, and the Lady Wildcats force another throw, and they've done a really good job of limiting Basirovic lately. Lady Wildcats just have not been able to get anything going on the attack front. Lady Wildcats have a throw-in, and Brian, I see you looking at the schedules for all of Franklin Simpson sports coming up. You want to give us a quick rundown of what we've got to look forward to?
Yeah,
and as to Franklin sports as a whole, this is
one of
the most exciting parts of the year for us. Also very busy as everything starts to get going.
Of course, the girls are hosting Warren Central tonight. They'll be in action this weekend at Warren Central in the Lady Dragons Lair Classic. They'll play 3 games on Saturday, 9 a.m., 6 p.m., and 7:30 p.m. The volleyball girls are 2-2 on the season. They're at Logan County tonight. They're playing in a tournament at Owensboro Apollo Friday and Saturday. Our boys soccer team getting things started tonight as well. They're on the road at Ohio County. They'll be home Thursday night hosting Christian County at 7 o'clock.
Thank you for that, Brian. The Lady Dragons on the attack again. Malinga bringing it up the middle. She makes a move on the Lady Wildcats defender. Puts it back outside. Shot on goal from the Lady Dragons is in, and that was number 5, Itzel Perez, the freshman for Warren Central, gives them their second goal of the game as we hit the 18-minute mark left in this first half, and the Lady Wildcats now trail this game 2-0. Perez, only a freshman, not even on my KHSAA roster, but comes up big for the Lady Dragons there with her first goal of the season and the second goal of the game and the season for Warren Central. Lady Wildcats have the ball, looking to attack. They try to get it to Norwood on the near side. It's cleared by the Lady Dragons. Lady Wildcats look to reset. Ball gets away from Franklin, and the Lady Dragons have possession again. Defense doing a good job.
Alexander doing
an excellent job as she has over the course of the game. Ball gets in the middle. Basirovic, she gives it back to Perez. She'll have another shot on goal, and that one is just wide. The Lady Dragons were about a foot away there from making it 3-0, but a break in the Lady Cats' favor. This game is still 2-0, as Perez was denied her second goal of the game by just a matter of inches.
Number 26 in for the Lady Cats, and 28 or 9. I can't see that far, unfortunately.
Well, there is not a 28 or 29 on my roster, and there's a 27 who's injured. So I'm not sure what you're saying, but I'm sure we'll figure it out somehow. Basirovic bringing it up the near side. Ball is poked out of bounds, and she'll have a throw in. She throws it in, and we've got I guess an illegal throw in or something. I don't know what went wrong there. Lady Wildcats had a chance to throw it in. They lose possession of that one. Lady Dragons now have the ball again. And now that I see Malinga up close, number 14, she is extremely quick.
Yes.
I did not notice how fast she was from the distance that we were watching her from, but she is extremely fast. She's been the center point of this offense. Everything they've run has been through her. They try to get it to her in the middle of the field and then work from there, but now a throw-in.
Wide open.
To Basirovic. No one seems to contest her. She's got an open shot on the goal, one-on-one with Phillips. I don't think that one came off her foot right. It went straight to Lexi. A good save nonetheless.
I think she kicked it before she wanted to.
Yep. She clears that. Now the Lady Wildcats once again try to get something going offensively.
22, Tyler.
22, yes.
That's the number I'm seeing.
Lucia Tovar in the game for the Lady Cats. That is an actual player on the team.
Yes.
There are those Hawkeyes coming out for us from Mr. Brian Talley. Lady Dragons on the attack again. Cleared off once again by Alexander, having an excellent game defensively for the Lady Cats. Lady Dragons have another attack coming up. Broken up and a good clearance by 26. That's Lena on the back end. Actually, I believe that's 25. I think you were right about that being 25. There's just not a 25.
I don't know.
I think that is 25. Lady Wildcats on the attack. Through ball to Norwood. She's got a chance for it, but it is ultimately cleared by the Lady Dragons, and they've got another chance to attack. They get it to Malinga, and she is flying past Lady Cats defenders on her way to the opposite corner. Turns back inside, makes another move. She's got a chance to put one in. Passes once again to Perez. She'll have another shot on goal, and that's her second goal of the game. And the Lady Wildcats now trail this one 3-0 to the Lady Dragons. That was all Malinga just making things happen.
Yes.
Move after move.
Quick as a cat. So 13:20 left here in the first half. Warren Central up 3-0.
Lady Wildcats really need to get something going offensively. So it is, I can tell by looking at it now, this is a 3-4-3. The midfielders for the Lady Wildcats tend to stay back on defense, and that's just the result of how much the Lady Dragons have been able to press on the attack and force the issue. Lady Dragons regain possession. It's kicked over. Alexander clears it. Lady Dragons regain possession. Another good play from Alexander to get that ball away from Central. Lady Wildcats have a chance to attack. Ball to Norwood, cleared away. Good play by the Lady Dragons defender. Lady Wildcats have a chance to attack once again, and another good defensive play from the Lady Wildcats. Brian's making us take a picture. Got to stop and smile for a second. Always look good for the camera. Rule number 1.
Document.
We've got faces for radio.
Yes.
What people would say.
That's what my wife tells me.
That's why we're not on TV. Lady Wildcats on the attack. Norwood going to have the ball on the near side wing. She's got a chance to cross it in. She does so. Lady Wildcats had a chance. Alfaro was there in the box, but that ball gets away from her, and it's ultimately picked up by the goalkeeper, Shabani, and she'll clear it away for the Lady Dragons. Lady Dragons have it on the far side. They'll try to bring it back inside to Perez. She has it. She'll take a long shot.
Perez again?
That was Perez once again. Itzel Perez. That was probably from about 30 yards. Just a blooper. It came in right under the crossbar.
It's her third goal.
And the Lady Dragons now lead this one 4-0 as we get set to hit 11 minutes remaining in the half. This game beginning to get away from the Lady Wildcats, but just about nothing you can do on that one. That was a beautiful shot from Perez, her third goal of the game. And what a way as a player to begin your season, but with a hat trick with still 11 minutes remaining in the half. Lady Wildcats give the ball away. As soon as they do the kick in to start the possession, Lady Dragons in control once again. Perez has it in the middle. She'll get it to Malinga, and she puts a move on, and she's going to have a chance to score. Good save from Phillips.
Tyler, I think the Lady Dragons are starting to smell a little blood now.
Yep.
Up 4-0, and really being the aggressors.
Lady Wildcats have sat back on defense, and the Lady Dragons just aren't satisfied with that.
And their big goal scorer has been out of the game for a long time.
Mm-hmm. They have it inside again. That shot misses just wide to our far side, so the Lady Wildcats will have a goal kick. Just past 10 minutes left in the first half. Lady Wildcats currently trailing the Warren Central Lady Dragons 4-0. Lexi Phillips prepares for the goal kick. She'll send it on its way. Lady Wildcats initially have possession. Alvarez has it on the far side. She'll try to clear it, but the Lady Dragons will gain possession. They now have a throw in after that ball is kicked out of bounds by the Lady Wildcats. Throw in is a long one. Perez has it. Lady Wildcats regain possession, and it looks like they'll have a free kick.
Mom's
the best thing
giving
about
some
high school
coaching
sports
advice,
is the
and the girl
coaching
turns to
advice
Mom
from
and
the
says,
parents.
"Look, I got this."
It just cut it off, Mom.
Yep.
I can handle this. Basirovich has not been the problem, which
No.
is what the Lady Wild, I heard from a lot of the chatter, was that Basirovich was what they were mainly worried about. And so far, we think she had the goal early,
We think.
but she has not been the problem so
I,
far.
I hope it wasn't Perez, and we didn't
Yeah,
credit her for
I don't think it was Perez.
I don't think it was. But
No. So far, the problem has just been the combination of the speed of Malinga to create the attack, and the Wildcats are just forced to
and
collapse.
She's out behind everybody again.
Yep. Lady Dragons pushing again.
Nice pass.
Pass inside, a through ball.
Nice defense.
And a good defensive play
Who was
for the
that?
Lady Wildcats by, I think it's Emma
40.
Crimmins.
Crimmins, yep.
Yep. I got two different last names on my roster sheets. I got to check and see which one's right. It is Emma Crimmins with the play, but the Lady Dragons will have a corner kick on our near side. 7:55 and ticking remaining in the first half. Lady Wildcats need to get something going to try to chip away at this deficit. Corner kick on its way, and that one sails out of play and behind the goal. So that will be another goal kick for the Lady Wildcats. Seems like on the attack, Kate Norwood has been the focal point for the Lady Wildcats. She's been trying to get some stuff going.
She's on the opposite side of the field from where she was earlier
She
now.
switched sides. Emily Griffin has come in on the near side where Norwood was. Norwood on the far side now. And she was pressing down that side. Got a foul called. She'll have a free kick. She wanted to take it quick, but referee made her wait a second. She'll square that up. She'll put a beautiful cross into the box. But no Lady Wildcats are there, and the goalkeeper, Shabani, comes up and makes an easy play. And she'll now clear that. Ball initially cleared by Alfaro, but the Lady Wildcats will attempt to regain possession. Lady Dragons come up with it. They get it back up towards the attacking third. Lady Dragons with another scoring opportunity, but a good play from the Lady Wildcats defense. And they'll have a chance to get an attack going.
Come on, Griffin.
They get it out to Emily. She'll do a nice through ball to Brittany Bell in the middle, but she has the ball taken away from her. She'll try to get it back. Lady Wildcats do so. But the Lady Dragons regain possession. 6 minutes left in the first half. Lady Dragons looking to extend their lead. Lady Wildcats attempt to clear. They get it out to Norwood on the far side. She puts a move on to try to cut back inside. She still has possession of the ball, but that ball comes off her foot the wrong way. Another look of frustration from Norwood as the Lady Dragons come up with that one. They'll look to push immediately. Get through ball, but a better defensive play.
They do like
to clear it. The Lady Dragons have maintained the possession for most of the game, but it's not because they're playing a possession-based offense. They have been on the attack consistently. Ball came inside, but it's cleared by the Lady Wildcats into the corner. Lady Dragons will have a chance to cross it in. But a double team from the Lady Wildcats forces the Lady Dragons to give up possession. Norwood comes up with it on the far side. She'll try to put on a move to get around the defender. She tries to cut back in. She ultimately loses possession. And the Lady Dragons have it again in their attacking third. Shot on goal deflected by the Lady Wildcats.
Missed it.
And that looked like a surefire goal. The ball was right in front of the goal for the Lady Dragons attacker, but she missed it just
Put a little bit too much mustard on the hot dog.
So the Lady Wildcats still trail this one 4-0. That seems like 2 goals that we thought were sure things that have just missed out. A cross inside will sail on the Lady Dragons, make its way out of bounds, and another corner kick, or not a corner kick, a goal kick for the Lady Wildcats and goalkeeper Lexi Phillips. Goal kick is kicked right back towards the Lady Wildcats goal. And they'll have a chance to try it again.
Down to just under 4 minutes left in the first half.
Lady Wildcats have a chance to put on the attack.
22. Yep.
Lady Dragons have it in the attacking third again. A good clearance from the Lady Wildcats for now, but the Lady Dragons come back up with it. They are right back on the attack, and a Lady Wildcats defender that looks like Tovar jumps right into the Lady Dragons offensive player as they were making their way inside, and that is going to be a foul, and that'll set up a free kick for the Lady Dragons. About 40 yards out from the goal, they'll have an opportunity to cross it in, and she'll go straight for the goal, but that one sails wide.
I'll tell you,
that'll be a goal kick for the Lady Wildcats.
Admittedly, I don't watch a lot of high school soccer. It looks like I'm going to have to now.
Right, you're going to have to watch a little bit.
Warren Central seems to be a team that really presses the issue.
They're fast.
And wants to take a lot of shots.
They have the athletes to do so. They are fast. They are fast in the middle. Their midfielders are quick, and more importantly, they are quick with the ball. Goal kick. Initially taken by the Lady Dragons, and they do come up with it. Lady Wildcats get it back. Norwood has it on the far side. She'll pass it back inside. Lena Alfaro on the attack for the Lady Wildcats right now. She's trying to bring it back inside. But once again, Shabani will come up to the edge of the box and bring that ball in to end that attack from the Lady Wildcats. She clears it. That one's over Tovar's head. Lady Dragons on the attack again. Ball taken away by Tovar. She'll clear it.
Is it considered a hat trick in soccer,
yes,
like it is in hockey?
Yes.
So Perez has a hat trick in the first half.
Yep.
Weird question from the sports director.
Yeah, your hockey knowledge seems to, I mean, if Franklin got a hockey team, it seems like you'd be the go-to guy.
I've learned a little bit about hockey. Not much. But
Lady Wildcats on the attack again as Norwood tries once more to put the ball in the box, but just as seems to be the case every time, Shabani comes up and makes a play on it, and she'll clear it once again, and the Lady Dragons are back on the attack. One of the key components of their attack has been both Shabani and all of their defenders' ability to accurately get it to the attackers and restart that attack immediately.
There's a
shot off the post and another one off the post. Back-to-back shots from the Lady Dragons off the near side post. Lady Wildcats have been about inches away from multiple goals going in.
Very fortunate there.
Hey, that's how it goes. That is the mantra of sports.
Yep.
So the Lady Wildcats have a goal kick and still trail this one 4-0. 2 minutes remaining in the half. Clock is stopped. Not sure why. We'll just assume the half ends when our umpires blow their whistles.
Stoppage time, maybe? I don't
Yeah,
know.
we may be in stoppage time a little early. Lady Dragons on the attack. Good job by the Lady Wildcats to momentarily break it up. Lady Dragons regain possession and a shot on goal and a good save by Phillips once again. And she'll clear that one out. Norwood after that one sails out of bounds towards the Lady Wildcats bench. And the Lady Dragons will have a throw in. They get it in quick. Lady Wildcats get the ball away. And they'll just clear it.
That's it.
And that will be the halftime whistle. So after 40 minutes approximately of playing time, the Lady Wildcats, Lady Dragons kick it off to start. They maintain control. Right now the back just sitting and holding the ball as she'll set up for a long kick, and that ball is corralled by the Lady Wildcats. They'll begin to clear, but Malenga comes up with it, and the Lady Dragons are quickly on the attack. Vasirovic has it. She loses it, and the Lady Wildcats will come up with it. They try to clear. Norwood with the ball. It's taken from her. Another clearance. This one from Alexander, and that one heads out of bounds. And then it'll be a throw-in for the Lady Dragons just in front of midfield. Throw-in corralled by the Lady Dragons. They give it to Basirovic. She's double-teamed by the Lady Wildcats. She escapes that. She's outside, trying to cut back inside. She kicks it back inside to a Lady Dragon attacker. She loses the ball initially, comes back up with it. Lady Wildcats take it back. And the Lady Dragons get it right back from there. Lady Wildcats looking to clear the ball. Caden Alexander is able to, so the Lady Dragons will have to reset their attack on a throw-in. My partner Brian Talley currently walking around the field doing something that he is not that great at, and that is photography. Trying to get some action shots of the game to go in our preview of Franklin Simpson sports seasons for the Franklin favorite. Lady Wildcats trying to attack. Lady Dragons get it back, and they have it back on their side with Basirovic. She's coming up the middle. A beautiful through ball onto the left wing. Lady Dragon attacker comes up with it. She'll take a shot, and that one goes off the crossbar. Lady Dragon still trying to come up with another shot on goal. Ball is momentarily cleared to Perez. She'll take another shot, and a fantastic save. Once again, Lexi in goal. Lexi Phillips, another fantastic save. Got that one by her fingertips and was able to clear it. Lady Dragons now going down the far wing, trying to set up another attack. Ball heads out of bounds. And the Lady Dragons will have a throw in fairly deep on their attacking third. Throw in initially corralled by the Lady Dragons, cleared out of play by the Lady Wildcats. Throw in to Basirovic. She'll try to fit in a through pass. Lady Wildcats sniff it out. Clear it back to midfield, but the Lady Dragons get it back inside. They'll take a shot, and that one's in. Trying to see the number of who scored the goal for the Lady Dragons, but nonetheless, they now have a 5-0 lead. That was number 11, I believe, for the Lady Dragons. Kelsey Lazo. So the Lady Dragons now lead this one 5-0. That goal scored with just about 36 minutes remaining in the second half. Lady Wildcats on the attack. They've got an attack going on the far wing. Good challenge by the Lady Dragons defender. And they'll come up with it as Basirovic has the ball. She turns the outside corner. She's making a turn towards our inside wing. She cuts back inside. It's a cross back inside. Perez comes up with it. She looks like she wants to shoot it. And that is from deep, and a good play by Phillips to get a palm on that one. She knocks it down and prevents what would be Perez's fourth goal on the game. She clears it out, but the Lady Dragons come up with it. Perez with the ball. She gives it to Basirovic. She's attacking inside. She'll turn towards the inside. Gets it back to Perez. She wants to shoot it again. The Lady Wildcats break it up. Lady Dragons trying to get it inside to Basirovic and Malinga, but the Lady Wildcats not allowing it. A lot of back and forth going on the outside wing. And that ball will go out of play off of the Lady Dragons, so that'll be a throw-in for the Lady Wildcats. Brian, did you get some good action shots while you were down there?
I got some shots. How good they are will be up to the boss lady.
So what you did successfully get some action shots. We can't judge how good they were. We just, you did at least half of the job.
Yeah. I'm pulling double duty here tonight. So
Lady Dragons back on the attack. Malinga with the ball in the middle. She gets a full head of steam.
Quick.
And she's headed down the middle, runs into one of her own players, and that's Basirovic. She takes the ball from her and falls down as the Lady Wildcats defender makes a good challenge. Lady Wildcats unable to clear, however, and the Lady Dragons will continue the attack. They've got a cross coming in from the inside wing. Perez comes up with it. She'll pass it to Basirovic. Basirovic breaks it outside, takes a shot on the goal, and that one's right over the crossbar.
Easy to
and
see.
it'll just be a loud goal kick.
Easy to see why she had so many goals last year. She's very good with the ball.
She's been excellent with the ball.
But Perez has been the story. Who got that last goal?
That last one was scored by Kelsey Lazo. Scored the goal. Lazo came down the right wing and was able to score that goal for the Lady Dragons. Basirovic in scoring position again, but a good play one-on-one by the Lady Wildcats defense to break that up. Lady Dragons still have it in scoring position. Perez takes another shot. She'll go for the right top corner of the goal, but that one sails just a bit wide and out of play for another goal kick. Anytime Perez gets the ball, she's looking to shoot, no matter how far away she is from the goal.
Yep.
She's got a strong leg. Good reason to try to shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
And even her misses have been fairly impressive from the leg strength that she has. Alexander comes in to take the goal kick for the Lady Wildcats. Lady Dragons come up with it. Basirovic has it on the far side. She'll put a through ball to Lazo. She still got it on that far wing. She tries to get it back inside towards Perez. Good clear by the Lady Wildcats, and they've got a chance to attack. Bring it down the far side, and that ball goes out of bounds, and that'll be a throw-in from the Lady Dragons. A good momentary attack from Madison Gregory on the far side. Just lost control of the ball. Lady Dragons have a throw-in. Throw-in is initially broken up by the Lady Wildcats. Lady Dragons will simply decide to clear it. Griffin with the ball. She gets it to Norwood on the near side wing. Norwood has a step on the defender. Tries to get it back inside. Nobody home for the Lady Wildcats, and Malinga comes up with it, and she is lightning in a bottle. Just waiting to be released. Goes a little bit too far that time. Loses control of the ball. Comes back up with it. Gets it to Basirovic. She'll get it outside on a through pass to the inside wing. Lady Dragons have a cross coming in towards the goal. Shot is taken, and that one will be easily scooped up by the goalkeeper, Phillips. And she'll clear this one away. Alfaro with the ball for the Lady Wildcats. She'll try to get it over to Gregory on the far side wing, but it's broken up by the Lady Dragons, who are back on the attack once again. Broken up by Alexander. She'll try to clear. They get it back inside to Basirovic. She gives it right back outside. Keeps it herself, takes the shot. Broken up by Phillips, and she's able to corral it. And, Brian, there is no telling how many saves
Yeah, she's got up
that Lexi has this game. Her clearance kick goes off the head of a Lady Dragons defender of out of bounds. Norwood will throw it into Alfaro. Nice little 1-2 from the Lady Wildcats attackers. But Shabani confidently comes up and clears that one for the Lady Dragons. Alfaro has it again. She'll try to get it outside to Gregory. Broken up by the Lady Dragons. Alfaro fighting for the ball with Malinga. She gets out to Basirovic, who gets it out to Perez. Alexander pokes it away from Perez and out of bounds for a throw-in. Basirovic has it crossing inside from out. That's taken away from her by Alexander, who has given her a tough matchup.
Yes, she has. She's giving her fits tonight.
This game. Alexander winning a lot of those one-on-ones with Basirovic. She'll attempt to clear this time. That one does not get off the ground, and the Lady Dragons maintain possession. Attack down the opposite wing. Cross.
That go in?
Crosses. I think that was off the back of the goal.
Okay.
Would have been a fantastic shot.
If she got that in.
And it would have been another goal for Kelsey Lazo, but it was actually a cross gone wayward, and we couldn't quite tell if it went in or if it was in the back of the net. Unfortunately for the Lady Wildcats, it was behind the goal, not in front. So that'll just be another goal kick for Lexi Phillips, who boots it straight to Basirovic, who comes up with it, turns inside. Attacking down the middle. Basirovic gets past the defender, gets past another. She'll take a shot on goal, and an excellent save by Phillips. And the save went off the face off of one of the Lady Wildcats, who is going to play on. It looked like she might come out early, but she's going to play on. Basirovic has it again. Working inside and out, takes it outside. Turns the corner on the outside wing. Tries to get it inside to Perez, and the Lady Wildcats break it up momentarily. Malinga comes up with it. Darting down the middle, loses control. Perez tries to come up with it. And that ball will ultimately sail out of play on the near side, and it'll be another throw-in for the Lady Dragons.
Just over 27 minutes left. 5-0.
Throw into Perez. Makes its way back into Franklin Simpson territory, but a good in pass. Perez now has it inside. Shot blocked by the Lady Wildcats defender. She still has it, but it's poked away. And the Lady Wildcats will attempt to clear it. And they do at least a bit. They get it out of the attacking third, but the Lady Dragons quickly looking to get it back in there. And they do. Pass in from the right wing. Multiple Lady Wildcats in the area. Perez has the ball in the middle. She'll turn and shoot. And she scores again. Her fourth goal of the night for the freshman Itzel. Perez puts the Lady Dragons in front in this one, 6-0. What an outstanding performance from Itzel Perez, someone that really wasn't on our radars, wasn't on
you said she's a
Franklin
freshman,
Simpson's
right?
radar. A freshman for the Lady Dragons comes out and has 4 goals for Warren Central. So the Lady Wildcats now trail 6-0. They look to get an attack going. Norwood has it on the near side. She'll turn it back inside. Ball gets away from the Lady Wildcats momentarily, and the Lady Dragons regain possession. A good clearance And that is one thing that I've noticed about the Lady Dragons. They are accurate with their clearance. They don't just kick it away. They kick it to one of the midfielders.
They always seem to know where somebody's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Another chance here.
Lazo bringing it down the right side. She loses control. Perez has it. And she's fighting for the ball, but Alexander's not having it. She decided to come down there herself and prevent that from happening. And we will have a foul on the Lady Wildcats on the far side wing. So that'll be a free kick for the Lady Dragons. Perez has just seemed to be in the right place at the right time and capitalized on her opportunities.
And, you know, Phillips. Lexi has done a great job in goal. I mean, yeah, 6-0.
It might be 6-0, but she's done a she has blocked a lot more than 6 shots to make up for the 6 that have gone in.
I wish I was keeping up with how many shots they had on goal. They're going to get a free kick.
Yeah, it was a penalty kick, it turns out. So Basirovic has a penalty kick. It's just her and the keeper from 15 yards. Kick is on its way.
Yep.
And that will make its way under Phillips' hands. And so the score is now 7-0 on the penalty kick from Basirovic. So I guess that foul took place inside the box. We can't really see the box from here. The white markings on the field aren't all that bright, but penalty kick from Basirovic makes the score 7-0 in favor of the Lady Dragons.
Not a lot of offensive opportunities tonight for the Lady Cats. Maybe not more than 1 or 2 shots on goal. Even.
Yep. The Lady Dragons have pushed up offensively and defensively.
Yep.
They have forced the issue. Whenever the Lady Wildcats try to attack, they come up and force the issue and make them make good plays. Lady Dragons have the ball again. Here comes Malinga down the middle.
Attacking again.
She is flying past Alexander, trying to keep up with her, and she will force her to give up the ball. Lady Wildcats trying to clear it.
Clear it out there.
Still trying to clear it, but Basirovic comes up with it. She'll split 2 Lady Wildcats defenders and go for the shot. A heat check, as we would say in basketball.
She's not
And that one sails over the goal. Between her and Perez, they have absolutely no fear of shooting from anywhere. But it'll be another goal kick for the Lady Wildcats.
There's a mosquito over here that's really enjoying me right now.
Basirovic has it inside. Initially broken up.
Uh-oh.
She'll pass it into Perez.
Wow.
And that one sails over Phillips for her 5th goal of the game. And the Lady Dragons now lead it 8-0. The freshman Itzel Perez, the story so far, with 5 goals. A hat trick in the first half.
She might have a hat
and now
trick.
2 here in the second.
Hat tricks.
A hat trick in each half.
Yeah, I don't know what that's referred to, but a lot.
We'll look it up.
It's a lot of goals.
So ball back in play. Lady Dragons still trying to force the issue. They do have a few subs coming in. Lady Dragons attacking down the far side. Perez has it again.
She gave
Gives it up to Lazo. Tries to put it in. Phillips will come up and grab that one on the edge of the box, and she'll clear it away. So at 5 goals is called a glut.
A glut.
A glut. We all know 3 is a hat trick, 4 is a haul, 5 is a glut, 6 is just a double hat trick.
Okay.
7 is a haul trick.
Haul trick.
Yes.
A
good clearance by the goalkeeper Phillips. This Lady Wildcats a chance to attack, but the Lady Dragons will come up with it. Once again, Malinga creating right down the middle.
She just does
pure speed.
Stop.
She's got Perez in the middle if she can get it to her, but the Lady Wildcats are able to force her to give it up into the hands of Phillips, and she'll clear it away. She had Perez all by herself in the middle. Good play by the Lady Wildcats to get that ball back.
21 and a half minutes left.
Basirovic standing in the middle. She'll get it. A quick give and go. She gets it back. She'll take the shot. And that was unblockable into the corner of the goal. Bottom left corner. And the Lady Dragons now lead this one 9-0 with just over 20 minutes remaining in this one. On Basirovic's third goal of the game. 3 from Basirovic,
And
5 from Perez, and 1 from Kelsey Lazo.
I'm running out of room. But one more goal will do it.
And KHSAA rules. If the 10-0 mark is reached at any point after the conclusion of the first half, the game does end. Basirovic looking to make that happen quickly. Sprinting through the Franklin defense with the Lady Wildcats not willing to give up that easily. Outside, Lady Wildcats continue to force the issue. Malinga with the ball now. She's double-teamed, gets away from it. Going down the middle. Tries to give it up to Perez, but the Lady Wildcats deflected, and it's cleared by Alexander. Gregory has a shot on the inside wing. She loses the ball and runs into a Lady Dragon defender, and that will be a foul. I believe it's called on Gregory. Free kick initially deflected by the Lady Wildcats, but it makes its way to Basirovic. She passes, gets it back. She's going down the middle. Loses control of it. Alexander comes up with it. She'll look to clear and is able to do so to Gregory. Tries to get back inside, loses control. Lady Dragons get it back to Basirovic. She'll switch sides, get it outside. Good play by Alvarez to momentarily break up control. Lazo tries to put it inside, and that ball sails out of play. That'll be another goal kick for the Lady Wildcats. Score is currently 9-0. Warren Central leads this one over Franklin Simpson. Just under 19 minutes remaining in this game. Ball up for grabs here. Warren Central comes up with it. A foul called on Franklin Simpson, so that'll be a free kick for the Lady Dragons.
That mosquito has landing gear. He is.
Brian trying to catch a mosquito that is bugging both of us. Free kick. Perez starts to take it, stops. I guess she'll try again. Free kick from Perez is in the air. Gets away from anyone, and that ball
number 19
goes in. That goal scored by Jalen Diaz. I believe it's Mong. And that will
Mong,
M-O-N-G-E, scores the final and deciding goal in this game as Warren Central wins this one 10-0 with 17 minutes and about 55 seconds remaining. So Franklin Simpson falls to 0-1 on the season. Warren Central advances to 1-0 on this young season with the 10-0 win. We'll be back after this break with your game wrap-up. You've been listening to Franklin Simpson Lady Wildcat Soccer on WFKN. Just give me a round.
Okay.
At least she did get a double hat trick.